Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip. Today, we are going to be talking about what is going on with Bitcoin in the face of a potential stablecoin collapse. Is USDC going to collapse? Some people do think so. Some people disagree. I myself do not believe that it will collapse. I do think somebody will come in with the missing $3.3 billion that this Circle company, the issuer of the USD stablecoin, is missing and make them whole. I do think that this is different than the Terra stablecoin collapse. We'll talk a little bit about that in this video, and we'll also talk about what is going on while the Silvergate Bank that is holding this $3 billion of USDC's reserves is dealing with, and we'll talk about the impacts on the market and some of the other competing banks across the country. Guys, if you like the content, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're doing 5 videos every day for you, and at 10,000 subscribers, we're giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber. So do not miss out on that, folks. Look, the market cap is still holding pretty strong with all this crazy news at $940 billion. Bitcoin is at $20,500 right now. Ethereum is just under $1,500. And USDC stablecoin is ranked number 5 in overall crypto markets with $37.4 billion in the reserves in this coin right now. And it is down 8.5% over the last 7 days. This is crazy to see, guys. When you do look at the chart, this is a stablecoin. This is supposed to be a dollar. Looking at the chart, here we are flat forever, and then boom, we had a spike down below 90 cents just yesterday, and now we are trying to kind of come back up. This drop looks huge here. If you look over the last day, it is starting to recover back up to 93 cents. You do want to see this get back up to $1. If this collapses, it would not be a good thing for the crypto markets or really markets at all. This is a lot of money. This is a big company. This is also coming off the back of some banking issues. We are seeing some fallout here, and it is quite significant. So, guys, let's also take a peek here at the global cryptocurrency market caps. Right now, over the last month, we are currently trying to recover from this previous collapse, and we are looking like it's happening. It's tough because we had a nice recovery forming here, but then some of this news came out, right? And now it's up in the air. Can we continue to go up, or is USDC going to cause more issues? Well, it does look like we're having a strong recovery. As you can see, it almost looked like we were having a V-shaped recovery yesterday. And then the news broke about this stablecoin issue, and boom, we wicked down back below $20,000 on this key resistance that we've drawn out here on the channel. And here we are, and we kind of recovered back to 20,000, and now we're dabbling right at the $20,000 mark for Bitcoin. So this is something we're going to keep an eye on at the channel. Well, let's talk about some of the stories. So USDC stablecoin breaks peg with $3.3 billion stuck at Silicon Valley Bank. Guys, Silicon Valley Bank is not a crypto bank. It is a startup bank. It's a big bank out in California, and it has gotten its hands in a large amount of startup companies, specifically in the tech sector across the U.S. Right now, a portion of Circle's, the company Circle, their reserves for the USDC coin were actually in that bank. Now, it's $3.3 billion out of the $40 billion that they had in reserves. So, a lot of people are speculating that hey, this could be like another Terra Luna USDT collapse. I do not believe that. I believe that somebody will come in, play hero for them, or it will recover swiftly. Given that this is such a strong company. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, though. Anything could happen, folks. I gotta say, this is something we haven't seen. Nobody expected to see this come along. But who's winning here? Who's coming out ahead on account of this news? Well, the exchanges are currently halting their conversions of USDC. They are not really allowing people to trade with USDC right now on account of this news. But so that's Binance there, and then Coinbase also came out on Twitter and said the same. But to note, Coinbase is going to come out on Monday and allow conversions again, recommence the conversions with USDC again. So this is something you got to keep your eye on at. We will talk a little bit more about this. And in case you guys didn't know, Coinbase and Circle had a coalition. They both kind of created USDC together. It is really Circle's baby, But Coinbase was involved in a big way with USDC. So Coinbase, one of the largest crypto companies in the world, wants them to succeed. And, a lot of people love USDC, and we've talked about this potentially becoming the stablecoin of stablecoins at some point. Well, who's coming out ahead? Look, it is bigger banks that are coming out ahead. So the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, and a startup, Brex, which is a pretty big bank, has gotten billions of dollars, which is interesting that they don't show this on the headline. But who else got money? JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, some of the biggest banks in the world. The big getting bigger, the rich getting richer. These banks that like to box out truckers when they want to protest up in Canada. These banks that are unbanking rappers that are speaking out, even if they're crazy sometimes, right? These banks that control the world are just going to get stronger on news like this, when I would argue Bitcoin should get stronger on this, because Bitcoin doesn't need a bank. Bitcoin, let me say it again, does not need a bank. It is not backed by anything except for investors that are willing to pay for Bitcoin with cash, and then it's got its own value based on supply and demand, just like gold, okay? Now, a crypto stablecoin like USDC, you need reserves. I think these are valuable tools. I think USDC is a valuable thing, but at the end of the day, what's better, a stablecoin or Bitcoin? I'm going to say Bitcoin. Why? Because the stablecoin represents the dollar, and the dollar is an inflationary tool that is not working. We need a deflationary tool, which is Bitcoin. And I do not want to see JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley get bigger. Morgan and Morgan, if you will. On top of this, while all this is going down and JP Morgan's getting stronger, this just gets swept under the rug. JP Morgan must hand over CEO Jamie Dimon's records in a Jeffrey Epstein lawsuit. This is extremely interesting. It comes out that essentially during all the things that were going on with Jeffrey Epstein, and we're not going to get too into this, but look into this story if you don't know about Jeffrey Epstein already. It's a disaster. What a horrible person. You might have heard of him. If you haven't, I'm shocked, but they did not unbank him. JP Morgan did not unbank him, but they're willing to unbank a rapper over some controversial comments, and they're willing to also unbank some truckers in Canada, and I don't think it was actually JP Morgan that unbanked those truckers, but look, they can unbank whoever they want, and they didn't unbank him. Something is fishy about these big banks, and I think it's time for essentially a revolution against the banks. Some of these banks are just going to get stronger and stronger. No, I think that over time, we've seen, you go back to 2008 in the financial crisis, the banks got bailed out. Well, is SVB going to get bailed out? No. Why? Because it's not a big enough bank? Well, says who? Says the people that are friends with the rich people at JP Morgan, the politicians, and it goes, guys, this is not a controversy. The banks are tied in with politicians, with the government, with the world powers that be, and crypto is the threat to this, which is why JP Morgan speaks out against Bitcoin constantly. Let's see how all this plays out, guys. But one thing's for sure, this proves that Bitcoin is valuable. These situations, these times, makes me want to double, triple down on my belief, on my efforts to buy more Bitcoin, because I believe in, first of all, the 4-year cycle. Second of all, I do believe that USDC will come back. If it doesn't, I think it proves more of a case for Bitcoin anyway, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. That's all we got. The biggest thing you got to look out for coming up for Bitcoin isn't all this banking news. It is the CPI data, believe it or not, I believe. And March 14th, that is going to be a big, big indicator of whether the Fed is going to continue to raise interest rates or, whether they're going to go to 0.25 or a 0.5. I believe it's going to be a 0.5. If this data comes out and it's not looking too good, it might even hint further that they're going to go for a 0.5% interest rate hike with Fed Chair Powell and the FOMC upcoming at the end of the month. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, guys. That and this stablecoin news, but still feeling good about Bitcoin, guys. I'm curious, what are your thoughts in the comments down below? What a crazy, crazy day. We're giving away a loaded line at 25,000 subscribers on the channel. Follow us at _CryptoReport on Twitter for this giveaway. And if you want to become a member on the channel, you get an additional 10 entries for every month you're a member. All you got to do is go to the YouTube page and join right there. Folks, that is all I got. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, you got to remember, folks, to DCA HODL, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Hang in there. We got 2 videos for you here if you want to check them out. Peace.